Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are checking out Steins episode number 3. Very excited for this one because I kind of realized something that I want to talk about real quick, that I just maybe have a little potential theory on. Forgive me also for just jumping straight into this episode with a theory, but I recorded episode 2 very shortly after episode 1, so I didn't edit episode 1 yet before watching 2, right? So now that I have edited and uploaded both episodes 1 and 2, so it has been maybe about a week since I watched an episode of Steins, sadly. Time has not been very kind. If you look at the channel, uploads this week have been kind of all over the place, and that's because I just sadly haven't had time to sit down and record. But now that I've edited, especially episode 1, I completely forgot, I guess, about the scream that Okabe heard, right? So he heard this scream, and that made him go and look around. And this scream sounded like it came from a man, right? And knowing that all this weird time stuff is happening, I feel like it wouldn't be a stretch to assume that somehow this screaming man is potentially our main character. That would mean that potentially the version of him that showed up in this world and talked to, our main red-haired girl here, showed up to warn her about her imminent death. So somehow Okabe maybe has traveled to the past, tried to warn her. 15 minutes later, she runs into the current present time Okabe and asks him what he was trying to warn her about. So there's potentially two Okabes in this world right now. So that means that somehow one has traveled from one world line or timeline, whatever, to another. And if that is the case, I wonder if if there are still two versions in one world, because seemingly the version, I say we, like the version of Okabe Rintaro that we're following right now, he has been shoved into a new world line. That's how it seems anyway, because of the whole satellite stuff. So I don't know really much more than that. I don't know how it fluctuates and how it spits one version out into the other, but it would seem that because he was spat into another, there can only be one version of that person in each world, and because there were two, it potentially, kind of shoved him out. That's my theory right now anyway. Yeah, that's all I got, but it's not really got a whole lot of evidence, not really got a whole lot. It's just kind of going off of, well, that's weird that we heard a man screaming and I forgot all about it. So yeah, I just wanted to draw attention to that, throw my 2 cents in there, and yeah, I'm excited to check out episode number 3. We left off with Kurisu, seeing that they had done this experiment and saying that's very interesting what you're doing. So yeah, I wonder if she saw like everything they were doing or what. I wonder how long she was standing there, but I'm excited to see here. This is going to be, I can tell, like a really fun, eye-opening episode. I hope so anyway. So here we go, Steins Gate episode 3. Let's go. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment, and let me know how you're feeling about the series so far, and I'm just gonna jump right in. Here we go. That is indeed Makise Kurisu. Oh, she knocked. Yeah.
この三次元女の色化に惑わされて貴様許さんぞ
What are you gonna do? What? You can't just walk up to a woman and call her a bitch like that. Oh no, it's the organization. They're here. This is indeed Steins Gate. That's the name of the series. Oh shit, the shape of his body right now is crazy. It's German and English. That's funny. Oh, she was in America. Okay. She's here and she's going to flip your world upside down, I presume. Yeah. Martial arts?
私が刺されたのを見たというのが事実なのか、セクハラ行為の言い訳なのか、
Yeah.
その確認をしたくて来たんで
That's
す。
valid.
それよりも、
I love that she potentially saw that because it's huge, and getting her on board, especially when she is skeptical of everything, I think that could be pretty massive because, you know, you kind of need someone to keep you in check and keep things leveled, I guess, grounded. So yeah, I think that she's going to be a really good addition. Oh, I'm so upset that the full version of this is not on Spotify. That's the streaming service I use, sadly, and it is not on there. I would be pumping this shit every day. It's so good. Parallel World Paranoia. Oh, there's a fly that just flew past. That's weird. Is this the will of Steins Gate? The organization or spying? They sent their flies?
結合部に損傷はない。
Wait a second. That was not coincidental, right?
監視の目を緩めるな。
The whole thing in episode 1 about the monitor? I'm on to you.
ない。
Tastes like nothing.
このゾンビめ。
誰が変態のバナナなんて食べるもんだ。
変態だと。
いきなり人のことつついて体まで触る。
Literally though, that's her perspective.
はい。
変態のバナナなんて食べるもんですかって。もう一度お願いできる？
Yeah.
何を赤くなっている？
Literally.
もしかして何か想像したのか？言ってみろ天才少女。
I don't like that face he's
どうや
pulling.
らあなたたち二人とも変態みたい
Yeah,
ね。
you tell them, girl.
褒めてない。
むしろ変態な想像した方が変態だろう。変態天才少女よ。
誰が変態よ。答えてもいいレベルだけど、今は不問にしておくわ。このバナナ。そのレンジと関係
It
があ
sure
る。
ト
does.
ップシークレットだ。未来ガジェット8号機電話レンジカッコ仮は我が研究所の秘密。
Oh, you're actually naming it that now, not TBA?
でも
Or,
マキセシならこのヘンテコの機能について解明してくれるかもよ。いやしかし
Yeah, literally.
僕らだけじゃ絶対解明できないと思われ。貴様
Mad scientist time.
一
Christina?
言も言っとらんわ。
一つ貴様にはこの未来ガジェット研究所のラボ面になってもら
Oh
う。
shit, we're adding a member
研
to our
究所のメ
team.
ンバーに迎えてくれるってこと？うん、でも私8月中にアメリカに帰る
That's
予
plenty
定
of
だか
time.
ら。
It's
それまで
only
で構わん。
March.
それともう一つ。
まだあるの？
俺が貴様に行ったセクハラ行為すべて不問にしろ。
That's crazy.
さあどうするクリスティーナ？
だから
Christina?
ティーナってつけるな。ちゃんと呼べ。法王院変態狂魔。
Hoeing? Pervert? Yep.
変態同士の視察戦燃える。
黙れ変態。仕方ないわね。
At least they can agree on
わ
that
かった
one.
わ。条件を飲む。だからもう変態禁止。
ではたった今から貴様はラボメンナンバ
Number
ー004
4.
クレサテーナだ。
ティーナも禁止。
ジューシーから揚げナンバーワン。
ただいま。テレポートなの？結論ありきで考えるのは危険よ。
あれお客さん。
A new addition to the
お邪
team.
魔してます。マキセクリスです。
椎名まゆりです。
なんか私もラボメンになったみたいで。
ラボメン？
ええ。
Lapo
女
man?
の子のラ
Finally.
そんなに珍しいの？
Well, yeah, it's me and two
初
guys.
めての女の子のラボメンで
そうなんだ。
す。よろしくね。
I hope they get
放電現象が起きて
along.
いたらしい。
なんで先に言わないのよ。具体的な状況を教えて。
レンジから稲妻みたいなのが出て
いつの話だ？
昨日の昼だったかな。オカリンが人工衛星が墜落したニュース見て飛び出していって、
Ah, so it's all connected to the same time when he sent. Ah,
お前の携帯は電話レンジカッコ仮に繋がっていたんだな。
マキセ氏が刺されたとかいうメール？あれ1週間前じゃん。
違う。
ah,
あれは
shit.
昨日の昼に。
Okay, time is a fickle thing.
動作テストしてたから逆回転機能使用中だったかな。
再現してみた方が良さそうね。
ジューシー唐揚げナンバ
We're
ーワン
gonna
を
recreate it.
あ、みんなも食べる？一個ずつならあげてもいいよ。
入れる必要あるの？
逆回転時。
Number
中に入っている
one.
ものの反応を見たい。助手、俺の携帯にメールを。
いつからあんたの助手になった？
It's this. Yeah,
つう
seriously,
か
she's
あんたの
probably
ブースなんて知らないし。
she's probably more accomplished than you are.
なる。お前の携帯でいい。
オカリンは携帯イット。
な、
橋田さん、グッジョブ。
送信するよ。
あとは携帯にメールが。
そろそろいいんじゃないかな。
待て。
Oh no! Oh shit! What happened? Did we destroy it?
電子レンジの電磁波がこんな短時間で机割るなんてありえない。
黒焦げだ。せっかく買ってきたのに。
床の穴どうする？ブラウン氏に見つかったらシャレで済まないレベル。
There's a hole in the floor?
受信日時7月24日17時半。間違いない過去に。
何か分かった
Oh
の？
shit.
ああ、全てが繋がった。見えたぞ。一連の事件が意味する唯一無二の答えが。
本当に？
房からちぎられたバナナは房へと戻った。メールは5日前へと送られた。
そんな、まさか。
そのまさかだ。この電話レンジカッコ仮は
A time machine?
タイムマシンだ。
Time machine, let's go! She's spying on them. I don't trust her one bit. She got that job way too easy. Nobody likes CRTs that much.
13件先行のああ、そうだった。シャイニングフィンガーと名付けたんだった。しかしこの量。
ダメージでかいよ。徹夜で成果ゼロなんて。やったこと後悔している。
Damn
な
poor
んでゲ
guy.
ルバナにならなくなったんだ？マキセ氏呼び戻した方がいいんじゃね？
無理に決まっているだろうが。
嘘。
There must be some conditions to using this. Wow, she just dipped
出て
immediately?
ったきりなんだからな。
I wonder
な
she...
んだったんだろう。LHC
あ
ラージハドロンコアイダー
okay.
セルンの素粒子加速器。癒されるよね。
John
タイム
Titor.
マシンはセルンによって独占されています。
タイタ。
おお、こ
What
の
does he
前言
know?
ってたやつ。今アットチャンネルで祭りみたいだね。
A
セル
channel.
ンとは何だ。タイターは言っていた。セルンが2034年までにタイムマシンを完成させると。セルンとは
だから欧州素粒子原子核研究機構の略称。本部はジュネーブ郊外。名前の通りメインは素粒子物理学の研究。そのための
Okay.
世界的な設備をいくつも持っている。でラスボスは
The last
世界
boss.
一の素粒子加速器
The
ラージハ
Hadron
ド
ex-
ロンコアイダータン。
That's all
LHC
real.
は使い方次第でミニブラックホールができるかもって噂もあったけどね。
確かタイムトラベルを実現させる方法の一つにミニブラックホールを使ったものがあったよな。
But that's the theory now.
あるけど、この前マキセ氏が講義で言ったっしょ。セルンが公式に否定してる。
しかし、
Mm.
火のないところに煙は立たないとも言う。お前はスーパーハッカーだろ。
Super
全てを
hacker.
首にやりと笑え。
ハッカーじゃなくてハッカーな。
あとはわかるな。
いいえ、全然。
セルンをハッキングしろ。
We're gonna hack
以上
CERN?
だ。
Oh dear.
オカリン、ギャグだよな。
They're gonna come for your
奴
ass.
は
The
赤
organization is
タイム
coming.
マシンについてのヒントを手に入れろ。
牛丼2人前。
え？
合わせて800円。
Ugh.
またサボりか。
だってお店退屈なんだもん。することなくて。ねえねえ、それより君たちって2階で何してる
Don't
の？
tell her.
未来ガジェット研究所って言うんで
Don't
し
tell
ょ？
her.
なぜその名前を。
お、
我々は世界を影から操る闇の機関と戦っているのだ。
あ、じゃあもしかしてセルンっていうのはその闇の機関のこと？
なぜそ
Bro.
れを。
ごめん、実は話し声聞こえてきちゃって
She's
さ。
spying.
ほら退屈って言ったでしょ。
But
だ
at the
から
same time, if she's
別に
spying, why would
生き
she
た
be
というのか。
sharing? Yeah.
聞こえてくるんだもん。何？死亡通知でも来た？い
死亡通知。
や、
Yeah, literally. Why are you trying to look at his phone?
IBM5100 とかいうレトロパソコンにやたら執着している女がいてな。
ほら、タイムトラベラーとかいう人、ジョン・タイターだっけ？
タイタ。
She
なんか
knows?
アットチャンネルに書いてたよ。IBM5100 はベーシック言語ができる以前に作られたパソコンだから IBM 独自のプログラム言語も読めるとかなんとか。
本当か。
So, how are people learning about John Titor now? Oh, it's too much to
例え
read.
ば私が過去へ戻って
We'll
A という
call
人
A.
物を殺したとします。
We're gonna take A out of the picture.
ダイバージェンスと呼ばれる数値に変動が起こり、世界線は A という人物のいない世界へ移動するのです。世界線移動の時、人々の記憶は再構築されます。
That's what
つまり
happened.
A という人
Okay.
物がいた以前の世界線の記憶は消去され、新たにできた A という人物がいない世界線の記憶が再構築されるのです。
That's what happened in episode 1, right?
セルンの言うことを安易に信じてはいけません。
Don't
す
believe
でに
them.
彼らはマイクロブラックホール生成に成功しています。
Already?
2036年では科学技術のほとんどをセルンが握っているのです。
Okay.
その未来を変えるために IBM
Yeah, like why do you need the IBM 5100?
そうなります。
2000年に現れたジョン・タイターも確かそんなことを言っていた。
10年前に現れた私ですか。前にも言ったように、残念ながら私は2000年には行っていませんが、あなたは他の世界線の私を見た可能性があります。あなたとは一度ゆっくりお話ししてみたい。
We're gonna meet him? We're gonna meet John
私のメー
Titor?
ルアドレスです
Let's
連絡
go?
いただければお返事します。
Let's go? We're gonna meet John Titor? I hope that we learn some cool stuff.
SQL のテーブル一覧さえ手に入ればパスワードの特定余裕なんだ。
お、マユリか。こんな早くからどうした？
2日連続徹夜って聞いたから差し入れ買ってきたよ。
She's so sweet. She's so sweet.
おでん缶か。
Can't Odin.
また頼むぞ、マユリ。
ダル君とクリスちゃんの分もあるからね。
だからここじゃなくて。
She's such a good
少し休
person.
めと言ってるんだがな。
スーパー破壊
She's
魂
adorable.
がメラメラバーニングしちゃってるね。
吐くって言うな。
I thought that was a glass bottle when I saw it on the
悪いこと
table.
なんだよね。
I'm glad it
セレ
wasn't.
ンの陰謀を暴くためだ。助手が勝手にだな。
また来てくれるかな、クリスちゃん。
I'm sure she'll be back. It's only episode 3.
あれ何？
薩摩と牛すじを交換だ。
それならうずらがいいな。
ダメだ。俺は牛すじの次にうずらが好きなのだ。
マユシーもうずら好きだもん。
Yeah, literally make it a fair trade.
薩摩よりはちくわかな。
よし、交渉成立だ。
じゃあマユシーの牛すじ。あれ？
もういただいた。
Wow.
来たー。来た来た来た来た来た。
He hacked CERN. Let's
俺
go.
の前に全部晒しやがるっての。来た。ID ゲット。
やったのか。
ミッションコンプリート。
すごいね。よくわかんないけど。
まあハッキングしたっつっても管理者の ID じゃなければ見られる範囲は限られるっつうか。
Makes sense,
おっ
makes
ぱい
sense.
しか見えない的な。
ダルくんエッチだね。
まだメールがいくつか出てきただけ。
That's pretty
エ
huge.
キサイト先生にご登場願え。
なめんどいことしてられねえっつの。LHC の調子は良好だ。
Hydron
こいつはあくまで
collapse.
猫みたいに気まぐれだが、ここ1ヶ月は驚くほど調子がいい。タイムマシンって単語はないけど、Z プログラム
Did we run a control
は
F?
ここ1ヶ月で100回以上使われている。
100 times Z program.
137次 Z プログラム実験レポート。
The Z program.
ミニブラックホール生成ミッションはすでに確立しているため
Oh shit.
報告は省く。
ミニブラックホール。
It's already been
公式
accomplished?
には実験は成功していないって発表されてるのにな。実験結果
Affirmative or?
ヒューマンイズデッドミスマッチ。
ヒューマンイズデッド。人が
It did flash something just then and I wasn't able to see what it
死ん
flashed.
だ。
Oh shit, it's over? Damn! That's crazy! And that was episode number 3 of Steins Gate. A really interesting one. I'm so intrigued by the fact that it's really taking so much time to draw us in, get us used to the mythos of the world, and, you know, information dumping on us a little bit, but also not too much, enough that we can follow along and understand. And it's almost like each new episode, a new layer is added. So once we like peel back those layers, it is going to be monumental. It is going to be huge. I'm very excited for that moment, but I'm really enjoying the ride for now as we get to that point. It's really, really interesting that a series that isn't afraid to take its time, and I absolutely adore that so much. I'm gonna, I guess, go through this episode. The episode starts with Kurisu and, you know, the boys in the lab, and she saw what happened, or at least I thought she saw what happened, but it would seem not. She just saw the banana and she thought that was interesting. So she figures she wants to see this banana experiment take place in action, so she has to see it. She's called a pervert. She's called all of this, whereas she is absolutely in the right here in the sense that, yeah, she was being harassed by Okabe in the previous episode, and she has every right to report him if she so wishes. But she's being called a pervert for some reason. She is rightfully calling the other two boys perverts because of the experiences that she has had. That is, obviously, it makes sense in her head that that is what she has experienced. I know that realistically Okabe was trying to... He just wanted to make sure she was real and all this here, and like it was completely different. He didn't have any weird goals or anything in mind. But yeah, that scene goes on for a while where they're calling each other this and that and the other. He calls her a bitch, which surprised me. I didn't think he was that kind of a character that he would just walk up to someone he had maybe only met once and call them a bitch. But, you know, that's where we are right now. I thought it was very funny. He seems to be someone who is very weird around girls because he won't even shake her hand, and he plays it off as, I'm an eccentric scientist, ha 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 ha. And yeah, Kurisu was in America for a while, and she's going back to America in August. I wonder if the US of A is in any way important or relevant for what is to come down the line. This episode was called Parallel World Paranoia. Makes sense to me because, yeah, there's a lot of paranoia happening for our characters. They experienced a lot of information that really just sent them off within this episode, and you know, there was mention of parallel worlds, and they're kind of becoming accustomed to the fact that that could be a real thing. We did then see a scene of, I can't remember her name, but the girl who was hired to work at the CRT shop directly below the lab, flicking through channels. And as she's flicking through channels, we then zoom in on the screen and see it flicking between channels, and then it flicks straight to Kurisu staring at the banana. And that's making me wonder then, is she actually organization, this girl who works below them? Because she's giving me weird vibes. She showed up really randomly out of the blue to get a job very close to downstairs to the lab, and she's asking questions, and not someone I trust right now. Part of that goes back to episode 1 when Okabe was staring into the CRT and saying, what do you know? You know, you're watching us. What have you learned? All this here. Talking about the organization, talking about, I think he mentioned Steins in that scene as well, probably. And then in this episode, we see her flicking through the TV, and it shows them in the lab. So it kind of gives off this hint that they're being spied on. I know that it was a really cool transition, and that's, you know, it could literally have just been a cool transition, but why show her in that scene at all if not to tell us something? Because that scene was kind of just out of nowhere, unless it was to remind us that she works there. But why would it remind us that she works there? It was very random, very strange, and it wouldn't make sense unless that meant something. And I really do think that she's spying on us, and that comes up again later in the episode. And yeah, I don't know then what to think of that, because we don't really know her character too well at this point. We just know that she's hired to work there. And yeah, she's watching them as they mess about with this banana. Kurisu touches the banana, tastes it, says it tastes like nothing. They do more pervert talk, and then she says that she wants to see the experiment in action. And Daru and Okabe are both in the mindset of, well, she might actually be able to explain some of this shit because we don't have a clue what's happening. And that is because she had an article in a paper, in a magazine, so she is accomplished, and she is much more accomplished than our two guys right here. And yeah, maybe our characters have actually done stuff that I'm not aware of, but right now the way it seems is that she is an up-and-comer in this world of science and technology and all of this, and they're kind of just trying to scratch at the surface. And so her showing up is kind of like a big deal, because she's kind of like a rock star to them, because she has been published. She is someone, and she is on her way up, and so she could really help them out. And they ask her to be a member of the lab and to drop all the pervert stuff, and she agrees. She says, sure thing, whatever, but I want to see this experiment. So they, mess about with stuff, and then Mayushi shows up. She's so excited to see a girl. She runs to Kurisu, gives her a big hug, and she's like, I'm so happy to see a girl here, a girl lab member. I'm happy to have you on board. And she's very, very excited about it, the prospect and everything. And then Daru discovers that there was some sort of lightning that came from the microwave, a leak a week ago when Kurisu died. That's, and all of that stuff, in the original timeline that Okabe was in, it all lined up to that moment when he sent the text. Daru's phone was linked to the microwave and all that. So there's a lot of questions about how that works. Sending a message to the microwave, which is connected to another phone. What does that do? How does that work? And then that also brings up the fact that the turntable in the microphone is turning the opposite direction. So it's like it's like it's sending to the past because of the microwave. But I wonder if it was to turn the correct way, if things would be normal or if things would be sent to the future. I suspect that it would mean things are normal, and that the variable being that it's turning the wrong way, turning backwards, is what is sending things to the past. It's probably a lot more conditions than just that, but right now that's really kind of like the condition that I can think of. Phones being connected and the turntable turning the wrong way. So they go to recreate it, they hook it up, and they send a text, and something crazy happens. The whole thing seemingly explodes. The microwave is fine, but the desk is destroyed. Mayushi is upset as hell because her food, I can't remember what it is that she put in there, but it's little snacks. They're destroyed. She's got tears in her eyes. It's very sad to see because she's spending so much money on this place. And then Okabe discovers that another text was sent to the past, and he declares that this is a time machine. And as soon as he declares that, what does it show? It shows this girl who works directly below them yet again. So yeah, she is someone that it keeps showing at kind of integral moments to remind us that she's there, I feel like. And she is listening, she is spying, she is paying attention, and she is potentially part of this so-called organization. Or maybe she's there to make sure that what he's doing doesn't interfere with anything, or that he does things the correct way. I don't know, but she could be either an agent of the organization or an agent of some sort of time force or something, maybe related to John Titor or another timeline, world line that he came from, or something like that. I don't know, I don't understand, but I think that she is very important, and I don't think that it's coincidental that it showed her right before then. Okabe gets the text messages from the blonde girl asking him to, wake up and everything. And, she wants some information or something. I didn't really gather actually what she wanted from him, but we learn then that Kurisu ran off. So she heard that it was a time machine and she just took off. And that's really interesting because, obviously her theories about there being no such thing as a time machine, they were potentially thrown out the window, but then she doesn't also understand it, so she might be running off to do her own research or to look into things herself, or I don't know what is happening, but I suspect she will return with more information or with another character or something that will help us out. They look more into John Titor, and Okabe hears Daru talking about the Hadron Collider that CERN has, and they mention stuff about to create a black hole, a mini black hole and everything. And he recalls that John Titor said that CERN had a monopoly on all time machines, and there's a theory that black holes can cause time travel. So obviously Okabe is very interested, and he thinks that there might be something more there. He thinks that there might be some sort of thing there that CERN is hiding, and so he asks Daru to become a super hacker and to hack into CERN and learn more information, essentially. We learn that the CERN has denied the existence of these black hole potential, and yeah, they then it goes on then that Okabe leaves that restaurant and sees that this girl is outside fixing a bike, and she basically tells him that she's been spying without outright saying, hey, I have been spying. She's like, oh, I can hear you and I'm bored. And she knows about the IBN and everything, and she obviously knows a lot of stuff because she knows about John Titor as well, in this world that barely anybody knows about John Titor unless he is now starting to spring up. I don't really know what's happening there, but that's how it seems anyway. And Okabe reaches out to John Titor and basically is like, hey, I'm from a timeline where this happened, and John Titor wants to talk to Okabe. So they might be in some sort of communication with each other. I hope that they are. I hope that they meet up and talk, and there's some information that is learned there, because there's a lot of stuff that, you know, we need to learn, and we're not really learning it right now. And then the scene with Rintaro and Mayushi trading food, I wonder if that's kind of relevant in the sense that when separate timelines are created, one thing is taken that is similar to something else, but they can be different. So like, he is taking her beef strip and giving her chikuwa instead because it's something she likes and it's something that he likes being traded, so it's like a fair trade. So I wonder if that's related to, you know, the parallel worlds, the parallel lines being drawn and everything. Potentially not, but you know, it's interesting to think and it's fun to think about. Daru has hacked into the CERN emails, and they hear about a Z program experiment report 137. I suspect we will learn more about that. Z, I don't think we really know what that could stand for or anything. I don't think we have anything right now, but they learned that a mini black hole experiment was successful and that someone died because of it. So human is dead mismatch. So I wonder if that's related to Kurisu's death, or just not, maybe not anything like that, but it feels important and it's definitely going to be important, and I wonder when it will be important. I'm excited to learn more. I'm excited to see more. Very exciting stuff coming up in Steins Gate. This has been a really fun watch so far, and yeah, I guess I don't really have much more to say. This was a really cool episode. Episode 4 is going to come in hard. I suspect we're going to learn more about this human, or we're going to question this human that is dead. And yeah, I wonder when things are going to really ramp up. But for now, I'm really enjoying it. This has been a real blast to just, you know, change the pace right now on the channel. You know, like the other series that I'm watching are very exciting, very hype, you know, a lot of stuff happening all the time. So taking a step back and slowing things down a bit, it's really fun for me, and I really do enjoy this a lot. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe and comment, and let me know any cool information without spoiling too much that I maybe didn't already learn. Also, I am aware that John Titor and the IBN 5000 were real. They were actual things. John Titor was an internet hoax thing that was on the internet in the 2000s, and that is based on something real. Yeah, I did learn that shortly after recording episode 2. My friend Pincino, you might be aware of him if you checked out some other videos on this channel, he shared that information with me, and then some of you have been very kind to share more information in the comments. But yeah, I am now aware, and I think that that's really funny and really fun as a concept, that they're taking real life things and putting them into the show, and it's really giving it this spin of authenticity almost, because they're using real things that people are aware of from our real world. But yeah, that's going to do it for me for today. I hope that you guys are having a great day today and that you're able to take it easy. I will see you in the next one. Take care.